Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Pause Window Cleaning, and this is week number 20 of our 100K journey of 2024. Man, 20 weeks already. Time flies, but we're almost halfway there. But anyways, this week's going to be a little bit of a short week, guys. It's my wife and I, we're going to be on vacation this week, and so this week is going to be a little bit short on jobs, but we did have two kind of big jobs this week, and yeah, I guess let's get straight into it. So the first job that we did was a very unique house. I would say something that I've noticed is that houses that are made out of like pure wood, like the older houses, have a tendency to not be the best type of houses to do water fed. Now, why do I say that is because of two things. The wood itself, the water wants to absorb itself into the wood, and so what ends up happening is that when you're trying to do water fed and trying to rinse off, it's going to end up leaking a little bit, and it's not like the best of results because you do all the hard work and next thing you know, it's going to leave little marks. But also too, another thing that I also noticed is that when it comes to wood, you know, because of all the seasons that have gone through the house, you know, it could be like even 50, 60 years, the wood starts to like be molded differently. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure you guys kind of know what I'm saying, the ones that are more experienced with, you know, wood houses. Yeah, it's a little bit interesting how like when you put like, let's say for example, like a screen, you take it off and then you try to put it back on, it's not going to fit because it's just kind of molded a little bit differently. But it's very, very different. But yeah, I think when it comes to the water fed too, like the reason why I'm saying that is because it can leak too, because the gaps start to get like a little bit bigger, if that makes sense. So when you try to water fed, water can get in, causes a problem for the inside, especially if you're like a two-man crew. You know, you just clean the windows and next thing you know, you have to go back and touch up because the windows, you know, are all full of, you know, watermarks from, you know, the water seeping in. Also too, you don't want to get the house wet, you know, from the inside. So but yeah, so it was very interesting because when I first did the bid, I was very confident because a lot of the windows are actually from like the bottom to the top, like kind of like to the roof of the house. It's just like one single pane, and so it's pretty cool because it's like a window wall glass type of situation. So I thought, oh, I could just water fed that because obviously it's going to be sealed on the top and bottom and on the sides because it's a fixed window. But when I got there this time around, I was kind of looking at it and I was kind of just like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work out. And then I looked closer, the top had a little bit of a gap, the sides kind of had a little bit of a gap, and so I was kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to go traditional on the outside. Ended up being like the best decision because I was able to go, and one thing I actually almost forgot. This guy was like my best friend. This screwdriver, I mean, I've also obviously to a flathead, but man, this screwdriver was my best friend because this individual has screws inside the frame of the screen that goes inside the house. Does that make sense? The frame of the house. And so I had to go to every single screen, unscrew one side, unscrew the other, and then I had to take it out. But fortunately, like I said, I just was able to pull out my squeegee, boom, 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 done deal. But then she also wanted to clean the screen, so then from there I had to save all the screws. You know, I kind of left it. That's, I guess, a kind of like a trick too, tip, I guess, is that like when it comes to like screw on like screens, I like to keep it kind of close by to the window itself so that I don't have like a pocket full of screws or something like that. Of course, to the best of your ability to make it safe, you know, a safe environment. But a lot of the screens, they had like a little I don't know, like I guess like a sill kind of thing. So I would leave the screws there, and you know, there's not a lot of wind going, so I know it wouldn't drop or anything like that. And then at the end of the job, it didn't. But the point I'm trying to get at is that like when you take off the screen, at least when you put it back on, the screw is already ready to go. You don't have to say like, oh, this one was meant for this one. You know, it just becomes more and more complicated. You want to make your life as simple as possible. That's kind of why I'm explaining with the screens. And yeah, the ones you just pop out are so easy, but when you have screws. So anyways, but ended up being that we did all her screens for $5 each, and so that kind of helped out a lot. Yeah, this was like pretty much my best friend. And that's another thing too, like I guess like kind of like a side tip, if possible, maybe you want to like get the cheapest, I would say, you know, or whatever you want to do, kind of get like a power tool. I do have, you know, power tools, but I don't take it with me, right? And so it's kind of like, yeah, so anyway, so just have the power tools, you know, if you want, or, you know, just have something like this to, you know, just to be on a budget. But yeah, all in all, that job, we were in and out. Took us pretty much the whole day to do that job because it was just all the tedious work of the screens and all that. So it was kind of like a little bit of a lot of work. But yeah, she was very nice customer, and she was very grateful, and she loved the results. And my wife did the inside trad work, I did the outside trad work, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we were really tired afterwards, but all in all, after that, we ended up doing a job today, and we ended up going. We've done her house already a couple of times already, and they love the results, and very easy cookie cutter, go in and out, and yeah, it was very nice. Got to talk to them a little bit. They have a couple of cats, and so we kind of were there and, you know, talked about cats and all this other stuff. My wife and I have 2 cats, so we really love them a lot, and we actually brought them from Brazil, so that was pretty cool that we were able to get the documents ready. And then when they traveled, I felt a little bit bad for them because I don't know if you guys know so much about cats, but cats get stressed very easily. And I'm learning, you know, after I got married, I kind of started learning a little bit about cats, and they're very awesome animals to have, but you have to be very careful because you don't want to stress them out. And it's just, you know, you don't want to be mean either, right? So yeah, so we brought them here, and yeah, I don't think I ever want to have them do a trip like that again. I mean, obviously it was worth it because we brought them from Brazil, which was great, but yeah, I wouldn't do that to them again. But it's nice to have them here. But anyway, so we have 2 cats, and so we ended up talking with her about the cats and stuff like that, and it was really nice. And I really like both cats and dogs, and but yeah, just having cats is just, it's a different, how do you say it? Like, they have different personalities compared to a dog, because dogs will always love you, if that makes sense. Whereas cats, you know, they might be, some of them to a little bit to themselves. Others are more, as actually my wife likes to say, a little bit more needy. You know, they need more attention. So, but yeah, overall, the one cat came out today when we were cleaning, and she was like there, so it was very nice. But all in all, very simple week, very short. We just had 2 jobs, but we already knew we were kind of going on vacation, so that's why we just had these 2 jobs. But all in all, this week, for both jobs, we got $1,220, and yeah, it's nice to have a job like that. And today, which is awesome because I can edit this video with you guys too, is that I don't know if you guys kind of remember, like a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of like, hey, there's like a big news that I want to kind of tell you that's going to be coming up pretty soon. So I'm happy to say that next week's video, you will find out exactly what I was talking about. And yeah, it took a while. You guys will understand when you watch the video next week why it took a while, but yeah, it's good to be licensed and insured. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, because it takes a while, but all in all. But anyways, thank you guys again for ordering things through me. One little quick tip: a couple of you guys have reached out to me about, you know, products and stuff like that. I can always just make a generated, like if you want to get something through me, even though I don't have it on the list, just tell me, hey, Andy, like for example, a perfect one that a couple of you guys are already mentioning, like I want to, like, you know, change my resin, or I need like a new carbon filter, like things that need to be replaced in your systems, or like even squeegee, something very small. It doesn't have to be always something big. Just let me know. And then, like, let's say you're like, hey, I just need like a couple of carbon filters, you know, for my water fed, my 3-stage water fed system. No problem. I can send you your own custom link by text if you want to just text me. Of course, 626-545-3132. And then I can send you that text directly. And then if you place that order through me, that'll help the channel out a lot. But overall, you guys, I want to say you guys have been awesome, very supportive, and I appreciate all those that have reached out to me. Just, you know, just talking shop, if that makes sense, also too. And so, you know, we're a community, but at the same time, you know, we want to help each other out. And you know, I'm very appreciative, and also my wife too are very appreciative when you guys order things through us. But anyways, enough about that. And so yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys about next week, the week 21. Man, this time time flies, man. It's like in the beginning it was like no work, and then now it's like work every day. So yeah, it's great, but next week's going to be a lot of fun. So anyways, all right guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.